I'm Molly.
And I'm Dan.
And we are Team Thoms. And today we're talking about who we are, how we got started in real estate, and answering all of your questions. How did we meet, Dan?
Well, I think it was Facebook, kind of.
So Dan was running a community event. I was a doula and mother in Cheviot, and I attended the community event and actually donated doula services to that family fun day.
You did, and actually my mom painted the kids' faces, and she told me, she said, I thought, ooh, she'd be a good one for my son. She didn't say anything.
Anyway, years later, I had been following Dan on Facebook for a while and messaged him and said, hey, would you like to have like coffee or tea or whatever you drink?
And we did, and then we were together every day until we were married 1 year later.
And around that time, I became a real estate agent, and Dan had been doing a renovation project on a building he bought for $14,000 with the intention of turning that into an Airbnb. Now we are both real estate agents, and we have 3 Airbnbs, one 4-family long-term rental, and run a very busy, successful real estate company.
So the first sale, the first listing we ever had was actually a friend of mine, and what's really funny about this to me is that is actually our only 4-star Google review. The only one.
Very funny.
Dozens of 5-star reviews.
Very
very first one is 4 stars. And I thought it actually went pretty well. I wasn't an agent yet, so that may be why the 4 stars. Maybe I'm that extra 1 star. But yeah, that was the first listing. What was the first sale you ever did?
The first sale I ever did? I don't remember the first sale.
So
They
long
all
ago.
there's so many.
Why did you decide to do real estate full time?
So for me, it was COVID. I was a doula and childbirth educator for years and years and years, and then COVID happened, and pretty quickly all doulas were pushed out of the hospital. And we weren't allowed to attend births anymore. And so at that time I was like, all right, here's your sign. It's time to switch into real estate full time. What about you?
And so for me, it was a little bit different. I sold on eBay for a living for 10 years. So I was what I would call myself a professional treasure hunter. Sold mostly antique rare books. But when Molly started in real estate, she was a little bit too good at it. And so she needed some help. And primarily she wanted help with showing houses in the evening, so she'd be home with the kids. And so after asking me quite a few times, I got my real estate license and went full time.
What is something you struggled with early on that you've now overcome?
Time management, and really every year we work on systemizing things and just getting better and better about follow-up and communication.
Yeah, follow-up was definitely a big one, and getting those systems in place so that we were on top of it with all of our clients, because we have a long client list and sometimes people can fall through the cracks. And so we've really prioritized follow-up and continually just being in communication with all of our clients all the time. And I think we've done pretty well. We got a lot of positive feedback here recently that said that you guys actually called me back, which is apparently a problem in real estate, just getting a call back.
Yeah, and then doing weekly updates has been a huge shift, and something that really works well for our clients and for us, just to extra over communicate all the time.
What is the first home you've ever bought together, and what was that like, and what did you learn from it?
So when we got married, she had a house and I had a house, and then I had a house that we were renovating. But when I moved into her house, it was 1,200 square feet. And it felt like a lot of people for a very small space. And we just didn't actually decide to buy a house yet. We were just...
No, so we were browsing, you know how you do, just like late night looking through listings. And of course I had my real estate license at the time. And so we're scrolling through the MLS, and we see this house that almost looked like a castle. It was 3,600 square feet. It had an in-ground pool. And we were just like, let's go see it. Let's go check it out.
And we checked it out for an hour. We brought my dad with us, and we were just like, oh my gosh, so much room. And the funny thing is, Molly, she said, I don't know. If the house is big, will we ever see the kids? They all sit on the same couch with us every day.
It's
It's like,
true.
will we see the kids? So we put in a low ball offer. That was the market at the time. We put in an offer that was way too low. We said, we'll see what happens. And we got it.
Yeah, offer accepted. So I really love the information, education, and support piece of real estate. I love giving people all of their options and running through what are the pros and cons, what are the benefits, what could be the implications of this next move. I love the idea that we're all continually growing, and I think that real estate is a really cool tool for progressing forward.
Wow, my answer is very different. I like going in creepy basements.
Whatever.
I
Oh my god.
I love going into old houses, whether they're very $1 million houses or $25,000 houses. I just like looking at them and the especially late 1800s. That's my favorite part. I love looking at interesting houses.
I always say that, like, I will ask you, how does this house make you feel? And Dan will be like, let's check out the attic.
Yeah, let's look at it. Let's see how this thing is structurally. We got any termite damage in here? Or, you know, any leaking from the gutters. Let's really check this thing out. And yeah, how does it make you feel? It makes me feel like this house needs a lot of work.
Another thing is that we really consider ourselves to be strong advocates with and for our clients on both sides, whether we're representing buyers or representing sellers. When we're representing buyers, we're considering like all of and looking for red flags. Of course, we're not home inspectors, but we've seen and sold a lot of houses. And so we look for those red flags and look for anything that might come up later or might come up through inspections. And then when we're working with sellers, we're thinking like, how can we help you reach your goals?
Yes, and by that, what Molly's saying is she negotiates like crazy on your behalf, buyer or seller. Molly will be in your corner negotiating as a seller to get the most money on the buyer side, to get it for as little as possible. And with those red flags, I don't know if this is good or bad, but I've done some major renovations on some buildings, and I learned a lot through trial and error. And I've been able to take that trial and error into the houses that we go into and to look for those things that I may have missed on my own investment properties and point those out in advance so you know what you're getting into.
We make a good team.
When did you realize your strengths completed each other in business or complemented each other in business?
Well, bringing Dan on and having him as a real estate agent, I really enjoy that we can accommodate buyers no matter when they want to look at houses. And so Dan can show houses in the evenings and on the weekends, and I don't have to compromise family time.
What is the story behind the name, Team Thoms?
Team Thoms, that's a pretty simple question to answer. My last name is Thoms. It's not Team Thoms, that'd be cool. Molly's last name is Thoms now. She used to have a very cool name. It was Molly Murray, had a real good rhythm to it, and she had to change it to Molly Thoms. But luckily for us, Thoms rhymes with homes. A little rhyme I wish I would have thought of when I was 8 years old, having to had correct people that it's not Toms for the last 40 years.
Yeah, so we put all over our marketing and branding, Thoms rhymes with homes. And it's so funny to watch people read it because they're like,
Toms rhymes with homes? I'm like, no! You know the word home. You can do this. Toms rhymes with Toms?
Thoms? Thoms.
We want people to feel supported. We want people to feel like we're on the same team as them. I know that in real estate, sometimes people think that the real estate agent is just working for themselves, like they're working for that paycheck. But that's not really what we want. We want to give our clients the best possible service.
We want all of our clients to feel and to be as supported as possible through the entire process, from start to finish and beyond. We really consider ourselves, like I mentioned before, advocates with and for our clients.
I like to say we treat our friends like clients and our clients like friends. Whether you're our friend.
Wait, we treat our friends like clients?
Yes. We give them the best possible service. We don't skip things. We don't cut corners because they're our friends and they'll give us forgiveness.
Oh, okay, I get it. You're saying that we treat everybody
the same.
Yeah.
Good service to every single person.
That's true. Yeah. What keeps you going when real estate gets tough? Red Thunder. No, it's actually normally Red Bull, but this is the
Real estate's rough.
Real estate's rough. Oh, I was serious. Red Bull. Okay.
Bills. Feeding my 5 children.
Oh my gosh. Okay, when real estate gets tough, what keeps you going, Dan?
Question. That was my real answer.
Oh my gosh. Okay, when real estate gets tough, when real estate it is tough. Real estate is much harder than I think people think it is. It's an emotional roller coaster that we are helping to navigate with, like, on behalf of our clients. We try to navigate that roller coaster so that our clients don't have to, but there is sometimes like it bleeds over, and that's one of the hardest parts is like managing all of the expectations and emotions, and maintaining a position of like just calm, cool, and collected, even though sometimes it's like
chaos.
It can be a bit hectic,
A bit stormy.
Real
estate is all about pivoting, and so if it's a buyer's market, if it's a seller's market, then you pivot. Because people will always need housing. People will always need a place to live. And so when the interest rate is up and the interest rate is down, there's always going to be challenges involved in both of those things. When the interest rate was really low, we had a problem where we couldn't get buyers under contract because houses were selling sometimes within 24 hours. Now that interest rates are a little bit higher, we have a different set of problems, and there's always going to be a set of problems that you have to navigate. And so it's all about figuring out what those problems are, figuring out what the market's doing, figuring out what the market's going to do, and then having a plan to navigate the current market and not getting so set in your mind about what the market used to be, because who cares what the market used to be? What's the market going to be tomorrow?
Somebody said to me last week, wait, are people still buying and selling real estate? Well, yeah, of course.
Are people still living in houses? Yes.
Right. Really, in this shifting market, we're noticing that we're navigating a lot of situations where people have to move. Maybe there was a death in the family. Maybe there's a change in the family situation. Maybe they're moving here for a job, or maybe there's just a situation that necessitates moving.
What do you hope that your kids will learn from watching you do this work?
I hope that our kids learn that you can work hard and achieve your dreams. I hope that they can learn a good work-life balance. We have an au pair who lives with us and helps to take care of them during the day, and so they get to see us work really hard during the day, and then they also get to see us be able to have fun and relax and use the money that we worked so hard to make to enjoy life.
I hope that whatever they do, whether they're a doctor or a janitor, that they just have good work ethic. And that's really, for me, that's what it is, that they have a good work ethic, that they do their best.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever they do, I just want them to do their best at it.
Yeah. Our family motto is that we are a kind, hardworking family who likes to have fun. And we like to live that out in all that we do. We are a kind, hardworking family that likes to have fun. Hey, thanks for tuning in to our real estate video all about us, all about Team Thoms. Thoms rhymes with homes. Make sure that you like this video, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.